Hey Laura, what do you mean we need a bigger camera? I'm okay. Thanks. Yeah, I don't need to be big. I'm perfectly fine being small over here. We're not here to see me. Is there any background noise to the music or to the microphone, or is it coming in pretty quiet if I'm not talking? Okay. So really nothing that I like today. Um, Nothing that I'm really liking. Besides this FOMX at 550, I would take it. It's had a lot of problems getting over that level. So looking here at the daily chart, you see it had a lot of trouble at 550. Last time it was up in this area, I want to see how it reacted. So going back here, 180 day. So right now we're at about this 520 level, 550 and 6. It topped out at 6. So I want to figure out, why did it top out here? So we hit 550 here, 550 here, but why? So keep going back. So here's this 550 level. So last time it was up here, although this happened PM, and then it just dumped in the morning. It spiked a little bit for 10 minutes and then sold off. So based on today's chart, under 550, I'm going to be bearish because I'm looking for this repeat again. Now if you could draw a trend line like this, and you could duplicate it, or you could just draw a line here at 5. So it's only a 50-cent gap, but still 10% would be nice. You can't expect to get the whole move. Plus, if it fails, I mean, it could definitely go down more. So it's already down that much from its peak. It's already down more than that. The reason that I like this stock when I pulled it up, looking at the daily chart, last time it gapped up here to 7 and it sold off. Completely sold off. So this is on 9/12. They had an offering. positive results. Phase 3. Positive. Yeah, I think I need to get some sound deafening material, or I don't know, I just have to get used to this whole setup. I have a news wire in my ear, so it's a little bit confusing thinking about everything. Plus I changed up my screens to work with the stream. So I was using a snowball microphone, but then I bought a new camera, and I'm using a Logitech. It's just a camera, but it has a stereo microphone, and I tested it. Yeah, this one worked better than the Snowball Ice, the little black microphone that I had. And yeah, I'm standing. I definitely prefer having a standing desk. I didn't like sitting all day. I never wanted to be in front of a computer. Yeah. It's funny, I could show you how I did it. I had a nice desk. I didn't want to get a new desk, so I was able to just raise it up a foot on each side. It's kind of like makeshift, but I just got a piece of board the exact size of the top of the desk, and then I used milk crates. And it's, for me, that was a perfect height. I needed to raise it about a foot. So, let's see what Connor's up to. So my goal is to have a no trade day. One no trade day a week. Because just for me, I overtrade. So by implementing that rule, it forces me to, this might be a day where I don't trade. Because if I trade Monday through Thursday, it's going to be really hard not to trade an A quality setup on Friday. So maybe today will be the day I don't trade. I'm not really seeing too much that I like, except for this FOMX. So Connor's still not up. Or anything that you like, Laura? Thanks. The only weird thing is that I only have an overhead spotlight. You see how my hand is bright, and then if it goes like this, it's in the shadow. So it looks like I have a bigger beard because I'm in the shadow. So I do need to get like a bar down there just to light it up. So you can see like that looks a little better, but it would be diffused lighting. It wouldn't be so bright.
around 210. So, you know, this is one that I would,
I could.
you know, also kind of keep an eye on.
Connor's on Twitch,
it
so
has a history of popping up. It's 1.96 million share float stock. So it does like to move. I mean, you can see,
yeah.
you go back,
I'm
there's a couple of days here where it made these huge moves.
Using this as a trading journal also to better myself.
Someone had taken
I'm probably not going to be
big stake and then sold it like the next day.
I'm probably not going to be on the microphone as much.
You know, it then popped up and dropped here, popped up and dropped
I really
here,
want to focus on the trading in this. It allows me to go back, analyze my trades in real time.
You know,
Plus, you know, the potential interaction that I can get with people.
Trusted, you know, for these kind of breakout setups that we'd be looking at.
Yeah, I'll look into Twitch, but for now, I mean, I use YouTube to archive
so I'm just going to put
all
this on my level 2
videos
window.
anyway.
I'll put an order up there at 250, and we'll just, you know, take a look at it a little closer.
So right now, listening to Warrior Trading and Ross, hearing his rundown for the morning.
Which isn't great. All right, so that's MTSL now knocking, you know, down a few spots on the gap scan. NBLX is too expensive, TWLO is too expensive, DXR is the next one up. So selected for U.S. Army contract to develop blood volume analyzed. Government is set for most of these small cap stock. So all-time highs of this last kind of push here was 939. And the pre-market high was 910. So it's really popped up quite a bit. You can see this one also has a history of making big moves, and it has a catalyst. I would definitely keep it on watch. The low of the pullback right now is about 780. You know, it could either do a, if it dips down here, we could do a red to green move on a move up, or we could do a break of this kind of pre-market pivot around 815. So I'm going to put this one on watch, DXR. I'll put an order around maybe 850 for right now, or actually maybe, what's the high here? 825. I'll put it at 825. If it breaks over 825, then, you know, it starts to look better for a move back up towards the highs. So 825 will be my order there. You know, so those are the two kind of that are the lowest float gappers with volume and a catalyst. In between here, you've got a couple others. NNDM, this one's 11 million share float, pre-market high is 215. The 200 moving average is at 235, so that's like 20 cents away. That's getting a little on the close side. I'm not sure that I really want to be getting in that close to that level. GNC is the right price, but the float's too high. HPR was on our scans a couple days ago. As you might remember, it was on the gap scan. It was around this area. Maybe it was even a couple days before that. No, it was right around, it was here. It popped up, it pulled back, made this move up, did this long consolidation, and then faded.
Whoa, what happened?
So that's a little disappointing that it didn't hold up very well. Pre-market, it's making a little bit of a move with a high of 540. I'll keep it on watch. You know, we'll see if it does anything. Let's see. All right, so about 6.5 minutes to the bell here. NAKD from yesterday. I don't know, maybe for continuation, it's also a little bit below the 200. BOXL, I'm really not interested in it. It's whatever. You know, yesterday it made this big move. It was mostly a grinding type of breakout, and then it sold off after hours. So I'm not interested there. CPU, yeah, it's kind of coming up into moving average resistance. I'm
Looks
not
like
totally
today's
sure on
gonna
that
be
one either.
a no trade day.
Let's see.
No, maybe things set up, so I'm just gonna sit tight.
But yeah, I'd say at this point, you know, one of the things that you know, we're kind of dealing with for breakouts, not seeing really big moves. So, you know, it's definitely a time to be a little bit more cautious, you know, and not, you know, not try to really swing for the fences. Just take small wins and things like that. Just because right now we are seeing, you know, a lot of these stocks, you know, that just aren't holding up super well. So, you know, we're kind of in a little bit of a slow patch, and that's, you know, that's the way it goes. I mean, we go through these cycles where it's really hot and then a little bit colder, and for the last few days it's been a little colder. So, you know, I'm not super optimistic about hitting a big winner today. I think today, you know, $500,000 a day type of market. HPR, you know, it's not that interesting to me. DXR, it's already selling off pre-market. MTSL, it's already selling off pre-market. So basically the watch list, you know, we really don't have anything that looks great this morning, you know, which is a little disappointing. I would watch the high day Momo scanner, but again, we've seen a number of stocks that have been hitting it have been selling off. So I would just say right now is the time to be cautious. You know, if we're not seeing good follow through, it's certainly okay to sit on your hands. It's better than pushing your luck and over trading during a choppy market. So that's pretty much my game plan. Probably sitting on my hands out of the gates, you know, watching, you know, a couple stocks, whatever, DXR, I'll keep it on watch. I just don't like that it's already dipped down here. It broke the low of this pullback right in this area. So, you know, above $8, it looks good. It's at a price where it can easily move 25, 30 cents. So there might be something there, but, you know, MTSL similarly just kind of selling off, has this history of popping up and fading. So I think this is the time to, you know, kind of study up and, you know, yeah, I think right now is probably just a time to study up and, you know, wait for good opportunities and, you know, just not try to push your luck too much if things continue to be choppy. So just remember the ebb and flow of the market. You know, are you the same trader who did, you know, X amount of gains during a hot market? All right, well, you know, when the market keeps back up, we'll be able to do it again. So anyways, that's about it. We've got 2 minutes to the bell, and I'm going to shut off the YouTube feed, and then we'll start trading here as soon as the bell rings. So yeah, SOLO, solo. I see that one is halted.
Yeah, I can see it getting up to 250 and testing that $0.50 as well.
Pending news. So nothing I can really do about it right now.
Yeah, I gotta drink my coffee and wake up a little bit, guys.
halted pending.
PCI kind of gapping up some. We'll see if it's still tradable.
YECO came out with a secondary offering and received a letter that they're going to get delisted from the exchange. So that's a double hit on that stock.
We got a lot of gaps today, but we really don't have that much volume. So
DXR,
let's have a great Wednesday. Let's have a great trading day.
It can easily move 25, 30 cents. MTSL, being a little cheaper, isn't going to be able to move quite as quickly.
So coming up on the bell here, just for the record, only got 3 hours of sleep. There's nothing that I like. Feel a little bit tired, a little bit out of it.
I'll have to look up the news on that one.
Not too communicative today. Looking for today to possibly be
we had a class
a no trade day.
A few days ago, which is parabolic movers. A lot of the time, this is what happens with them. You know, a lot of the time with parabolic movers, they'll kind of go crazy.
DXR, I'm not going to pile into it. I'm expecting, look at it's 760 on the bid.
At this point, this one's at $5, so it's right here. If it breaks under this 4 something level, this 450 level, it could get interesting for YECO. Maybe build a gap back down to 1s. I think it's a little bit of a risky trade just because if it did get a NASDAQ letter like that, it could
it's so hard not to take this.
People could just get stuck in this one, and so for that reason, I'm a little worried about it.
I missed that.
I'm gonna be careful about trading it unless it sets up beautifully. And for a scalp specifically, I'm not gonna trade it just because it's a little bit too risky for me.
Wow, I should have taken that.
What's up, cool?
7. Made the right decision there.
But we got a few options. I mean, NIO is still moving in pre-market. Cron's gapping up some. CTC, NWL gapping up some here. Looks interesting. Potential reward at 32, and so risk would be about 9 cents. Reward would be about 15 cents. I actually like this drop a little bit better now.
MTSL has a high of 23.
More reward in this one, so I actually like that drop a little bit more now. Yeah, now people are starting to come in. It's weird. I think people were just a little slow today from the elections.
Remember, it only takes one. But no trades are better than red trades, as always.
Because of the chances of it pulling
Report
the washout
1946 is watching this. I take some off.
Hive day being so close there. So we'll see what happens with that one.
Yeah, I took some off at 1928.
But
now the spread is widened. 1928. That's what I'm always worried about early, but now look at it. Okay, I'm all out, but I'm going to short. I want to short this one later, maybe if it settles down. So 1946, 1928, basically flat the last bit. So just quick.
I don't even want to touch MTSL.
Look at NIO here.
Over 25, if I was being aggressive, would be a spot I would have been
7.
buyer. But I'd be, let's see, 25 on the bid, I'd be break even. 28, 29 on the ask, up 4 cents on the ask, 10,000 share seller at 230.
Once this settles down, this might really give us a nice trade later.
18,
so
217,
anyway,
216.
This
maybe this will form the pullback that I was hoping to see. JONE, JONE.
See, that's why I don't like trading in the first 15 minutes. But anyway, I'm going to set an alert way down here, see if it comes back.
It's a lot of volume compared to what it's had.
Yeah, the match group, talked about that. 200-day moving average right there.
At 290.
Gap down below it.
For a break over $3, potentially. MTSL, watching. JONE has a hidden seller at 285. high was 288. HPR, this was kind of one that we were watching earlier.
This looks like a garbage stock.
Well, yeah, match is not, it looks like it's just going to continue now. I'm looking, I like to, as opposed to just chasing it down, I'd love to see some kind of a little entry, but.
It's right at the pre-market highs.
H&R Block. Interesting. Not an earnings play either. Yeah, nice. This is what Julian is looking at here. So I'm actually stick an alert just over that whole number.
11,000 share seller at 40, got bought up.
You look left,
5 by
Julian
49.
Julian is saying, and a lot, you know, a couple of dollars right there.
I almost would be more inclined to watch it to the short side. Below 550.
We get a little bit of drop. Like I said, 620 I don't think is a bad risk level.
After that kind of move. But it's still on its first kind of move higher. It could go up to 65 or 70, so I'll give it a second.
550 level.
Well, and there it goes.
MTSL,
Boy,
the high of the last 1
taking
minute candle was
up that whole number.
228. The high of the current 1 minute
Spiking up there, just running up
candle is 225.
ECO, crazy move.
So high of the current candle is now 228. I would possibly watch MTSL for the first 1 minute candle. Well, so that just, it broke over 28.
I didn't get the
first
fill I wanted with the HRB. Now look at USX. USX.
HPR, dipping back.
Little continuation now from yesterday. You know what, Joel? You're getting on my nerves, okay? I did not laugh at you, all right? You're using the room wrong, okay? So, but you are getting on my nerves.
There's 22s. Let's see if it gives me a little profit here. That's really what I'm looking for. I want to see it get down to 620.
MTSL has a pretty significant level at 242 that it's tapped 238 and 242 a couple times. So breaking over 240, 245 would be pretty critical on MTSL.
It's getting a little spready.
See what it does in this area. Another little pullback and then maybe a scalp over 39 for a move up to 250. I'll put an order at 241 for a possible scalp on MTSL.
Back down to 24s.
HPR, not super interesting to me.
Resistance above it now, so I like it a little bit more. But like I said, I want to see it get down to 620 and take my first little profit there. And then I can really be a little bit more comfortable in it.
JONE hit my new scan just once, this new scan that I've been working on. It's not released for students yet, but it only hit once.
It's got some resistance.
The high of day is 88,
so I like it a little bit more now.
So JONE over 88 would be something to watch. MTSL, I'm watching over 40. I'm in MTSL here at 41. I might add over 45 on MTSL to see if it goes up to 250. Just added on MTSL at 45. I want to see it break over the $0.50 of 250. Stop will be 39.
It breaks this level here at 633. It's kind of an obvious risk level at this point.
So if I see 40 on the bid, that's where I would just bail out. Watching. This is a little micro pullback kind of right under the $0.50. Psychological resistance, but of course if it breaks that level, that's the real sign of strength. There's another 10,000 share bid at 41.
Did you mean to hide track racer?
47, 48.
You just hid track racer. Did you mean to do that?
You know, I'd be tempted to add for the break over the $0.50 here.
Well, look at Kron coming all the way back down.
Watching it. I was 51.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna say. How much you pick on track racer?
Next out.
Now I have a mental stop. I mean, if it breaks this level,
Yeah, I saw that 20,000 share seller at 51.
Damn.
Yeah, no stress, Mitch.
Joan, I would still watch. I'll take a starter of Joan at 288. See how it's curling up there?
But man, look at Go-Go crash. It just never really gave me.
So I'm long Joan at 288. Try to scalp it through $3. The high is 308 or 304.
Yeah, an earlier holiday. I don't love the sunrise movers, but this daily chart looks interesting though. It has some room up to this area here, so definitely has some, not an earnings play. DLPH guys.
So I want to see it break back over $3.
Kind of looking at Go-Go here, see if it pulls back.
Watching the level 2, 94 by 98, 4-cent spread.
Oh yeah, my bad guys. Hold on, I gotta be careful with this right here.
And then a flash down to 82.
30s.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of alerts coming in the gap down and gap up. Just a ton of them firing left and right.
I see it get rejected here, but I'll pull up the momentum scanner in a second. Sorry about that. Gonna let it test that previous high.
No. Traded has got nothing to do with Novia, of course, Paul.
This thing got down so much already, though. I just gotta be careful with it.
Sold.
It's got nothing to do
back
with
up there. $882 profit on 9,000 shares. So rather than panicking out into a dip, I'll sell the rest as it pops back up. So that worked. Low of the pullback was 75. If it got back over 3, first 1 minute candle to make a new high, I would like that, but
there you go. Was able to pull up the momentum scanner really quick.
Guys, I'm just watching the Delphi here. I hate to say I'm in it, but I'm not.
I'd love to see a double top here, but it
really give up 19.
Into like what a cup and handle maybe. So want to see a rejection. We'll see.
Didn't get a great fill, but
again, you know, I think we're in this market where
1912 is my fill.
You know,
well, I got the fill, but wanted a little earlier than that.
You know,
1912, so I'm just have to watch it like a hawk. See if it maintains under 19.
You start to become more hesitant as a long trader. Short seller becomes more confident, and so a stock like JONE, it pops up. Instinct is well shorted, fade back down. But when you finally have one, it ends up, breaking back up, squeezing, and getting halted.
Big collapse.
That's where we start, that kind of new round of momentum.
So I'll give it time, but it breaks that level, I'm out. Easy exit.
I actually had a price alert for ARWR, but I'm just concentrating on this Delphi right now. I'm just waiting to see if we get a big collapse under 19. Leave it in its dust.
ABBV, the top reversal setup. With this type of stock, you're looking at the first candle to go red.
Okay, guys, here's a low floater on the move. This could be interesting. I mean, it's got a little bit of resistance up here, but if it takes this out, it had a spike up to 190 a while back.
A higher price stock, but that's the setup there.
The only thing I don't like about it is it's putting in a little bit higher lows, so I just gotta be careful with it.
So the thing with this one is it's not really running into a daily resistance point. If it was running into the 200, I'd be more inclined
like starting to give it up now. So
take a starter.
That's shocking, man. I thought Cron
even if it's still going up. The high right now is 21. There's 23. So I might be thinking, oh, false breakout here. It's gonna pop up and fade, but with the daily being as open as it is,
ready
just
here.
keep going.
I don't want to get caught in a
ORPN has the 200 moving average at $1.85,
so like I said,
but it's surging up to that level right now. So if it broke over 85, I could buy it at 85, and that could go up to $95, $2, and then you're above the 200.
I think this one appeared yesterday too.
I wouldn't really want to get in here at
BioBlast Pharma.
Get a little higher. ABBV continuing to grind up. 30,000 share seller on ORPN at
that is a recent.
Yeah, it looks good for a short at first. Pull back from VWAP, but it kind of looks bullish now. If you see it,
so it looks like MASH is now going to continue down after that little pull up. I'm just concentrating on the.
As you see on the daily, there's really no resistance until like $89, $88.
So yeah, sometimes the news wire gets a little distracting, so that's what I listen to in my ear. I usually have headphones on and other things going, but I'm still kind of working out all the kinks to make this work with the stream so that I can communicate with anybody that's in my stream, but also not miss out on any of the trading that's going on, because it's nice to have a bunch of different eyes on market. Especially different traders. The only other thing, like Ross plays long, these short cap stocks long, so I usually use his commentary. I like to short these stocks, so his commentary is really good. This other guy, he's been doing it for a couple years, and they use TradeNet, so I like to have him on. The Trade Ideas chat room is kind of a completely different style, but I like to know his input. Just make sure everybody's looking at the same stocks.
Wow. You know what?
At this point, I may be looking at GoGo. If GoGo pulls back to 217, I might consider it.
This is the pull up that was very nice, and I guess there was a decent entry right around there.
Here.
Okay, obviously I
But yeah, like I said, when NIO
so
first pulled
whippy.
back to the
Obviously, all out of
why
scalped it, I guess.
Look how whippy it
Pulled back
still
to the
is.
621 level.
38 200 moving average.
On the whole number, so
that's the level.
Gave it a little bit more time. Wanted to see it touch my level.
You know what? I'm going to look at it one more time later on, just to see if it has
you
another
see
collapse
SSY
under 19, but it's
popping
a
up
little
here.
bit whippy right now.
So it has a high right now of 43. On the ass.
So what I really want to do is, instead of having all these people talk, I mean, it would be good to have them, but in the end, it's not as helpful because they're not playing the same strategy that I would have. So I want to team up with other people that trade the same strategy.
So watch SSY.
That's kind of why Connor and I connected.
Underneath the whole number.
Now you're breaking over the 200 moving average.
No. 75.
I'll take a starter of SSY here. What I like on this one is that I just saw like a 30 or 40,000 share bid pop up.
Wrapped up in the other one. Look at it, great.
So that's showing me
here, 25.20,
we're $1.50, $1.55.
But a nickel spread, so
it's not that far away from getting a circuit breaker halt going up. The high right now is 54.
Well, here's an earnings play that really didn't do very much in the pre-market, but look at it. Look at it
watch
now.
Over $1.50. That's a spot to add. So you see that bid pops up there at 41.
I really like the gap close reversal, but I just like shorting overextended.
So Etsy's another earnings play.
Overextended.
Really didn't do much in the pre-market.
Gap ups.
This was flattened out in the pre-market, but it didn't look at the move it's making now for Etsy. Coming into, let's see, the next resistance area is still reasonably far away. Look at that on the daily chart.
I'm super tired today.
51 or so.
I'm going to be shutting it down.
Or maybe 51.80-ish, so that still has a lot of room if it wants to keep moving.
I got 3 hours of sleep trying to set up this like green screen and the lighting.
Great volume.
I'm just like not really. I'm gonna.
So you can see right now, bank got stopped out.
So, you know.
So G-Sky from yesterday
kind of continues to be a little tough when I'm seeing the sustained momentum that I'm really looking.
Well, that THC was a nice one for.
EVA, this one I wouldn't go for a reversal. It's not as clean as ABBV. This one we've got two.
Yeah, so it's under the opening price. New lows for the day would be 5. It definitely ran into that resistance level that we had drawn for pre-market. A real gap close reversal would have been at 560. I didn't have an alert set for this, which kind of sucks. I should have been able to catch it here. This was my strategy. So, well, this was the gap close strategy. It would have filled this gap at 68 and then reversed. But also, here's the gap. So the high of this candle is 548. So it kind of got halfway through the gap and then closed. So This was a rejection. Ideally, it would come back up instead of a lower high. It's only up 11%, so it's not like crazy extended. There haven't been really any big plays. But yeah, I think under 5, you're looking at a 10%. It could go back down to where it came from. Or like 480, 470, 475, maybe this like 460 level.
Because this had earnings 9 days ago, little pop in the pre-market, but now not the pre-market, but once the market opened, and look at it starting to fade now. That trend.
So let's set an alert over here.
Was really
if it comes back
hard,
up,
starting right there.
So say it's just a lower high.
Yeah, if you were I mean, it's going to trigger right at that price, and that's, you know, wherever that entry price is, that's where it would get triggered.
Caught some bids at 5.
But if you really want to know,
the news looks weak. I'm not really even sure what it is.
Talk to Michael, you know, because he's been using it. Because I do see, I mean, what if at 1920 as in 2520 as an example, could you got it at 2520? I just don't know. But you also have, within the strategies, you also have, you know, plus or minus 5 cents, things like that.
Looking at HPR's
whatever
chart,
number you want to use.
$5.25.
So there you go.
Really big resistance on the daily. So you could go short here.
I mean, if it moves so
and add
fast,
around 5.25 for half position,
off
double.
price. So you probably have to put some
550.
kind of an offset in. But you know, again, I don't know enough about it.
I'll do that for fun. We'll see how it goes. HPR.
But Michael certainly does.
I don't think there's much potential to the downside though. But we'll start here at 5.
So what I don't like on MTSL is this candle here up to 41, where it made the first, actually, well, double topped right there, and then dropped back down.
Send. Okay, things are finally starting to settle down a little bit here. So you know how to get a hold of him, right? Okay. He's definitely our expert with all this stuff. And as you can see, I'm certainly not.
$62,000 share seller on MTSL in the 40s.
I've seen a lot of red come through the tape.
Another earnings play just sinking here, guys. Wow, look at that. Look at this.
BWXT.
BWXT.
So we'll see if they start hitting the bid. If you see the bright red, like this is just red, but if you see this fire engine red here, that means they're really smacking the bid with a big order. For me, it makes the time and sales easy to read.
What does it mean? So these are companies that have released earnings either after hours yesterday or in the pre-market today.
So like right here,
and
somebody
so
hit the
these
bid.
are the ones that are
and they hadn't ordered
moving down on
to actually hit the bid under.
Moving down. down.
So they're moving the bid
They
down.
don't have to be negative, but just moving down.
You could add into
making
here
a new low.
because it looks weak.
And EVH.
So like now,
example is moving up on earnings, making a new high.
they're still holding it up.
Okay.
Now I'm trapped with
earnings plays up, earnings plays down.
really half size. So it might.
It's the direction of the move. All right.
Might
It
take
doesn't
off
necessarily mean that they're negative.
that extra piece, but for now it's just it's not getting any bids. I might cut this half size at like 510.
Look at this one. Remember this one? Right here on that day, JONE. Oh no, it was right there that day, last week sometime. So do a reload or something. Did you have it?
Yeah, 5 is definitely holding.
Overnight.
I should have taken that extra piece off immediately when it didn't break through because I added just for that scalp, and I was gonna hold the core. So I'm still holding.
You don't want to shut your computer offline, but you should close down trade ideas every night and reopen it every morning. Okay?
I mean, this is to me looks like a bear flag, but for the move, it came from 450 to 550. It gave up 50% of the move, so it's not really a good trade to be in. You want to be in up here around these resistance levels, not right here in this consolidation area.
Look at this, another earnings play, just almost at a lifetime low.
So somebody marketed an order bigger than the bid, so they bought the entire bid at 506, and their order was big enough to buy some at 507 also. Yeah, this is a demo. I'm trading a demo for at least another week until I get the stream and just everything. My charts are all at different places now than they used to be. So even though you're still trading the trades, I'm not as fluent as I was earlier. I have to like think of where my charts are instead of just automatically doing that. So plus I wanted to see how the live stream went. So I noticed I'm a lot more emotionally detached from the position. I wouldn't be as comfortable sitting in this position if it was a live trade. So
I'm hearing send in my ear. Nice one.
It's something to note. I'm probably going to take half that size back off over 510 if it gets back over the opening. So that's at 510 here.
Possible MTSL will grind, sort of like.
So back down to a quarter size, holding the core. Now I can add this back in around 520-ish, but 520 would be a VWAP projection, and this candle also got slammed. This is only on the 1 minute, so I don't need to be looking at the 1 minute.
Hey guys, I am thinking of a position on this SPR.
So yeah, this is actually a breakout candle.
I'm going to put a pretty tight stop on it there. Sort of upward movement, I'm just going to get out. See if it continues down.
We go 6.
SPRX at 50 short.
You know, that would be certainly nice to see. I don't know if I'd want to buy it that high up though.
Why would you be afraid if I was trading real money and you made the call? And I was like, oh yeah, it looks good. And then that's how I feel when I'm streaming or something. Like if I'm with Connor and I look at a setup and it looks good and then it reverses and it's just not fun. No. That's why I said I'll just take this for fun. But demo or not, you should really take it the same. Treat it the same. Like I'm getting up, I'm doing my morning routine. The only thing is, like yesterday, I stayed up late because I wanted to get the light ready for the stream, as opposed to going to bed earlier. But you know, still getting into this routine on the demo. If I can't, so I'm gonna get out there. Yeah, I saw a huge bid coming in.
Back over the $0.5 would be interesting.
Yeah. So demo trading, it's hard to take it as serious and have like the real drive and motivation. That's why when you start, just start with like really small size. You know, don't try to make a lot of money. Just try to trade well with real money. And to be honest, I mean, I think TradeNet allows that. They give you only $15 a month for platform fees, where like SureTrader's 100, and that wouldn't even come with the level 2. So, I mean, with the SureTrader, you'd see this. You would see just that guy. You wouldn't get any market depth, so you're not seeing any of these other orders, which helps. I mean, it really helps to know what's going on. If you want level 2, it's another $50, plus their $5 in commissions. But that's more for like U.S. residents. I think for you, you would use Trade Zero, or wow, look at that bid. That's why I got out. I saw that huge size come in, and he flashed it on at like 512. Still not going anywhere. Surprisingly, it's really got smacked down like it did over here. But the safe play was to get out. You can always add back in. Under 5, it should go for 70-ish, I think we said. But
there was the exit price. It's not out of the trade yet. See, the exit price is flagged. So until it actually exits, it's still in the trade. So what you're maybe mixing it up with, there's the stop price.
so MTSL got over this 250. So this thing, I don't trust it. If anything, I'd be going long. It has such a low float. Like I said, I'm not really interested in it unless it gets up towards up here. It can be easily manipulated. Just because it has such a low float. BOXL grinding up. Wow, I like BOXL.
So watch this FTRX. The spread is widening here, so.
Hi, Dan. MTSL is 64. BOXL 95.
So you could get in here for a starter.
I'm wondering if there's hidden sellers. They're unwinding positions here.
With a stop over 4. That wasn't a good execution. I'm in at 85.
BOXL again from the low floaters. Great column of sand.
But I like how this went up and sold off. So really, I'm looking for a lower high. The lower high is probably going to be 450, if it's a lower high. But I'm taking a quick trade off of this $4 resistance level. They're hitting the bid.
Guys, while I do like displaying this for you during the test drive,
That's such a bad
bit of a hassle because I can't show all of them. Tomorrow I'll have back to my normal layout. I'll have these side by side. I'll be able to display all of them.
So it's 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, yesterday.
I didn't even notice this. So Mitch was a Holly alert too.
It had a pullback. 955.
Now, is LPI, are they a Colorado company also? Tulsa, okay.
I'd like to see it pull down back here. So 370. Yesterday's
some of the big sellers
close.
that I see, I'll see a little further down on the depth. I won't see it on the first level. Like right now, I see on ARCA a 19,000 share seller at 64.
So if this holds, I'll cover.
But I might have different data subscriptions than what you have.
But let's see, 85.
Pulling back.
I'll just hold it until I get stopped out. Over 4. And then
still looking interesting.
I really like this one. Short. Ross likes it long. Because it definitely has potential to the upside.
DXR dipped down a little bit.
But overall, I mean, this company.
Keep an eye on it later.
No, what does it do yesterday?
Not interested right now.
History. It spoke up. Well, I need more sleep. It spikes up and sells off. It's opened all the way up here and sold off.
Yeah, it happens.
Or it opened here, came up and dropped down. So it's known to just like pump and dump. It's a garbage company. Especially the second day. Second day after a big green day are always red.
I'm not really into
so that's what
make a new high on
I like to see. Now the only thing is,
well, I don't know. High day is 820.
How good?
We went from 810 all the way back.
Well,
I don't even know why this is moving, to be honest.
Right now, starting to pick up.
Nice, John, on MTSL. Yeah, I mean, MTSL is extended. We can watch the next 5-minute setup.
Spread is
BOXL is a bit extended as well, but I'll also watch that one for a 5-minute setup.
So the sellers are starting to come in. You can read the tape here. Somebody's buying all those shares. Just bought out 84. 85's on the ask. So it's definitely heavy here around 4. If it gets over 4, it should go.
JONE, the first
I was able to get some around 22.35.
6,000 share seller at 93 right now,
but that's risky on that spread.
Order maybe at 96.
But you gotta like the daily.
All right, it's coming down on 370. It should break here. I hope.
I got 22.35. I had to pick around the middle.
Oh, got bought up. 68, new high a day.
I'm watching this very closely because it can drop pretty quickly too. So
72.
Yeah, I think the 5-minute pattern's better, but for shorting, you short off of these tops. I tried to get filled. I'd be in the money pretty good now. I was trying to get filled around this 90-ish area, but for whatever reason, I got filled at 85 just because
Target is 8 cents per share.
Somebody, that's just how it works. It was moving. I didn't have a limit order. If I had a limit order, I wouldn't have a position right now. Instead of having a position that I'm not really happy with.
I was on that one giving myself 3 cents of slippage.
I could have manually set the
remember on MTSL, the daily
the limit
is so strong.
And I just wouldn't have gotten
You're wondering why I don't put this up immediately? It's because I have to watch some of these so closely.
Volume is getting a little more crowded.
So, I am going to take this off. It's because it's holding over this level for now. And to me, if it holds over yesterday's close, it is bullish. And I might be getting impatient, but here's the first flag right here. And we have a pullback.
I'll take a starter on MTSL.
Came back to the VWAP. Here's the second flag. And here's the
Go
second
in sort
pullback.
of a parabolic push.
So the third,
See this? How it's all of a
I
sudden
hope
starting to
we
get a
have
little
another
parabolic.
flag,
Starting to, when you see
and we
it
get
is
over
out
4
there,
towards
It
450.
triggered early
That's
at
someone
9:28.
Because this thing can
trying
go,
to, you think either
So
buy,
actually,
well,
it's not
buy
moving
or cover.
249.
and then
It
pull
triggered
back.
on the free market.
So the higher it goes, the better.
The high
You know,
was
that's just the
93.
way I arranged it.
So over 93.
Don't repeat for the day. So
Look to add for a break.
it is on the low floaters. You just have to see right.
So set an alert for 4.
I'm in at 79 right now in MTSL.
Had a few good ones from that yesterday.
And now I'm thinking $3 potential.
And 450. This is why like a team would be best.
Okay, so
One person can just watch this. If there's another one in play, another person can just watch it. And I guess I should be able to watch 3 or 4 stocks, but
I did yesterday on
I
BOXL
can't.
where it drops down 20 cents. So we got a little squeeze there, but it didn't open up as much as I was.
If you're into CCS, guys, just be careful with it, all right? Because it can get awfully spready.
MTSL here.
It wasn't an incredible
I used to
amount of volume either. So
Remember the other one that we were watching earlier. I'll take a starter of MDGS at 37, and if it breaks over 350, I'll add on MDGS.
So again, Joel, when you ask a question like that,
a stock with a float of about 960,000
what sort of response do you expect?
shares, so it's a pretty low float
Nobody
stock.
knows. There's the 200-day moving average right there.
MDGS
Nobody
over
knows, though.
350 is where I would look to add. You can see
So it's getting under that
room up to
level here, the 370 level.
The importance of putting
To me, it looks
stock,
bearish there.
not getting letting your ego. That 10 cent
MTSL,
loss could have turned into about a 40
that one
cent
on
loss.
watch.
Hmm.
MTSL over 93 for a break of $3 is worth watching. Stopped out of MDGS for a $200 loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, USX.
Jump in, think
like
it's
this.
going, but
I don't know if I'm going to swing.
tight.
I mean, it really depends what it does today. I may take some out at some point just to ensure the profit, but.
So I just added the JONE. Stop is high a day.
I don't. I mean, I'm not saying that don't pay attention to it, Daniel. I know a lot of people do. I don't have that as something that.
Long MTSL here.
We'll see.
At
850
290,
is probably.
I would add over 295 for the break of $3.
This call by was it Kevin?
The volume is high, but to me it looks like it wants to break that $3 spot. So 10-cent stop on it.
Yeah, MTSL. I mean, I don't trust it shorting it or anything at this level. It could definitely move.
Spot I would add would be over 95.
Such a low float. So if you were going long MTSL, playing the 5 minute, and you weren't in a position, but you see that it just made a move from 2 to 250, it's a big move.
Yes, it is.
5 minute flag pulls back.
It's hot now.
The high of this candle is 241. Up here you can see the high.
Well, maybe, probably a lot of.
The high of this one, 241. High of this one, 241. The high of this one, 240. So the breakout
88 by 90,
would be
91,
right here at 240.
95.
240 to 260. It's almost 10%. And then you have a 5 minute pullback, but you haven't had a new 5 minute candle to make a low. It's just riding here, 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 here. So you'd still be holding at least part of your position. And if you didn't get in this breakout,
on the rest.
Then here's the pullback candle, the first 5-minute candle to make a new high.
Kind of just goes
Right here.
parabolic.
So over 260, you can add to your position or get into the position. But the higher it gets, the more extended it is, especially like on the 1 minute.
So high now is just over $3.
The more they come down.
7.2 million shares.
So like,
is getting crowded.
I would normally take a short here, but I don't like this stock.
Stopped out 95.
And it's nice to know that Ross was in a position, he just stopped out. So now he stops out. He stopped out at 95. Now his students should probably stop out if they're following him.
Just out of my price range, the Twilio, but congratulations for you guys who are in it.
But they want to hold it.
BOXL back to 350.
So the 50-cent mark proved to be a bit of a barrier for stocks under
BOXL came back down.
$7.60.
That was the winner.
MTSL didn't hold up. JONE. I don't know, maybe worth keeping an eye on.
So now MTSL, this would be the third pullback in the 5-minute chart pattern. So you kind of have to watch this and see if it can hold up here. Now on the 1 minute, it's starting to look bearish, but it did the same thing here. It had a new low and then kind of got bought up. What you like to see is this increasing volume. So this is a pretty good volume candle.
XOG now is,
but on the 5-minute, these are lower. Lower than this one. But high volume here, looking at the blue sticks in the background, lower volume on the sell-offs. And then buying volume started to come in, and then buying volume overtook the previous sell volume.
Just watching this, how well it holds over
high volume on the green. So far, low volume sell-offs. So, I mean, Ross taking his profits.
Looking at the alerts.
Or being safe for enough.
A lot of players don't like to play the third pullback, but over 3.
Even though it could go parabolic, I don't think it would be.
It could go parabolic.
Yesterday, Holy Grail was only got 3 trades all day.
Now, especially with the blue red candle here.
Very active this morning.
The daily state is still strong. It still has that going for it for sure.
So this market's been super dead lately.
313 is kind of the next resistance point.
People don't know which direction it's going to be going in.
Okay, first stab at 850 by
here,
USF.
As it started to open up, I thought it might squeeze out short sellers and make a move right up to 3. So I was like, okay, now that it's above 75, next mental target is 3. And it's moving quick.
See which one does the best here. XOG
stopped out.
Right now, HPR.
But at almost any time when you see
now, whether the same strategy comes up in immediately, so obviously, see, that was more of a pullback.
So now the longer that this holds up here, if it can hold here, it looks really good for a long. But it looks like this is going to come down. It's going to be hard to get a lot of buyers to step up into this and buy. It's up 63%. So I hope I don't get trapped in this, but I'm going to take some with the stop over the high a day. Just because it's the third pullback. There's resistance, well-defined resistance. And then if this one doesn't work, I'm gonna go. Oh. Are you looking at anything else? It's amazing how I was just looking at this and I was like, well, the longer it holds up here, the better. because you'll get buyers interested, and then it could break over 3, and now I'm thinking, like, let's short it, let's sell it. Only reason I don't trust this stock is because it traps short sellers. Like right now, it looks weak to me. Maybe it looks strong. Who knows? So that's a potential lower high on HPR, and it looks super heavy. That's a good move. So it did end up holding that 5. We were watching it over here. It bounced. I have a price alert here. It didn't trigger it. So, you know, not an ideal entry. I guess I have my price too high. But then, you know, it can come up here, hit the VWAP, and then continue, and then hit my price. And at that point, I'd be a little bit more interested in it. MTSL kind of fading. Pump. 1855. So the companies, you know, they're making money. So, I mean, that's good. But I haven't looked at any of the fundamentals. Plus, their earnings are increasing. But I don't really play earnings. I don't play fundamentals. Because they could have increasing earnings per share, but they could have like lower sales and stuff like that. They could have increasing earnings because they just laid off half their people. They're going down, but since their expenses are less, their earnings are higher temporarily. So that kind of stuff I don't know enough about yet. I'd like to. It doesn't have much volume. It's kind of just, yeah, you said a triangle. Right here, I guess. I don't know what anybody else would draw. I think the top line is the bottom one is probably more price level, something like that. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Up 8%. Oh, so you have it breaking out already. I see. And the way that I drew it on the 5-minute, it looks like it's still in the triangle. Not much volume. you're getting pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah, it's not like the market is ripping. I mean, we had the rip at the beginning in the pre-market, but I mean, it's basically
Like everything I'm saying, you
reasonably
already
flat
have done,
since the open.
and you know.
Reasonably flat. A bit of whippiness there, but look at these things move.
Keep going on
This
watch.
could get a little bit exciting if this takes up the whole number.
So now, MTSL. Lots of buying coming in.
Okay, wow, good fill for me. I got out at 10:07, 10:08 on the SOG. Not gonna hang around.
So let's see how it looks. It's an ugly pattern on the 5.
Would also be worth watching.
They're really just looking at like a flat top breakout over this $3 mark.
I'll watch it a little later, but
Not really a, it's not a,
in my opinion, better.
a flag anymore because, well, we haven't yet made a new high.
No. The ones that
So the longer that it holds up here and it moves sideways, it's going to run into the moving average. It's going to pull up the VWAP, so your risk is reduced. Right now, your risk,
Get out of it.
I mean, it's at least down here, or, you know, this line, but it's slowly coming up. So as this comes up, it can push this through. So we need it to fall. I don't know if you can see, but I have moving averages.
So again,
I just don't use them very often, so I have them very subtle.
Right? So one of the things you can
I only have the 9 EMA. On the daily, I use them in color.
Click on tools, options, and click on AI trade size.
So in the 1 minute, it came up,
so you have
fell back down below, and obviously it got bought up. It's trying to turn this EMA into support.
More dependent on your
Maybe I should make it a little lighter.
Size, whatever you pick, just to see, all right? Or you could say, what if I allotted a certain number of shares per trade?
So I don't like
How I
relying
like to
on
do
them.
it is say, okay, what if I risked $100 per trade?
I don't like too much stuff going on in the charts.
You have to do that, but that's what I do.
Yeah, that's
So
probably
once
better.
you do that, now you can see a lot of these are at 400. That means that, which I don't really agree with, but you know, that means basically you've got a 25-cent stop on a lot of these stocks. That's
So Laura, it looks like you have VWAP, you have 3 EMAs,
so that's why, but that's why
volume, subgraphs.
You know, again, it's a guide.
Do you use any other
if you
indicators?
Were still in all the trades.
Because
now, you
I
know,
only use these. I don't use
just a little bit, but
MACD
still around
or RSI. I really just do price action, volume,
as opposed to
chart history with price action.
I mean, even the risk off is good. You'd be up if you got out of all the trades.
Moving averages, and you have the VWAP as the dotted line.
Being nice and positive as well as the risk on. You can just sort of see the equity curve.
Yeah.
P&L, what happened. So that's if you got out of every trade, what Holly did. Yeah, I mean, they do make a good watch list. Just because Holly gets stopped out, you know, look at Bank. And I don't know what's going to happen to Bank, but I mean, if Bank hits 1675 again.
Target on this is going to be like 260.
You know, it may be something to look at. Now, granted, I mean, you probably want to have had it right back here, but I'm just not a good pullback
260 is like, oh, this looks heavy. Still catching bids.
All right, guys, I've made.
So MTSL, I'm short 500. I'll take off half.
Now I'll see if I'm going to hold it.
Bids coming in at 73. I haven't taken anything off yet. 74. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little there. Stop is still over 3 or high of day for the rest.
Okay, so just to highlight the USX just a little bit here.
Basically, you want to use the indicators that everyone else is using. You know, it doesn't really matter. There's a lot to it, but you know, if most traders are using the VWAP, you definitely want to have the VWAP. The institutions, the people who can move the stock, use VWAP. You know, what else are they using? Are they using the 8 EMA and the 10 SMA? And who knows?
Am I wrong? I thought
I heard the 12 was the most used, but it seems a lot of people like the 9. So I just have the 9, and the 9 and the 12. They're pretty similar.
You remember what?
They're close
because
by.
I'm not getting the blue arrow, and I've switched. Look at AMD, guys. Those who want to play AMD.
This one guy, Barry, who runs the Trade Ideas chat room.
From yesterday.
He runs an EMA crossover when it's like when the 8 EMA crosses over the 10 SMA. It's indicative of a reversal. So far that little cover at 274 was a good move on MTSL. I could always add it back here, you know. But I'm so close. Oh, I'm in at 90. Yeah, I could add back here for this rejection, but it's still holding up on the 5 minute. So if I add, I'd prefer to add around 3 again. There's really no point to overtrade. If I get in here, it's going to lower my average.
You know, I think Element Bay has the potential on the daily.
Certainly right up there, top 5.
Without a catalyst,
without and or trade ideas,
right now,
only good for day trading.
See you later.
You know, I always answer the question like this. Well, first of all, day trading, swing trading, longer term, well, that's up to you, okay? You know, the fact that I like to mainly get out of most of my trades by the end of the day is something that suits my emotional makeup, shall we say. But when we saw USX yesterday,
10:30, that's gonna be it.
There was the alert yesterday, right here, and it was at 7:22, as somebody said, so right there. So, no, I did not hold this overnight. You know, I got it. I sold. I was in this one, but I did sell out. But
Alright, I'll catch you tomorrow. Maybe I'll have a little bit more of an exciting day or something to talk about. But today was pretty. Pretty dull. There we go. Now that 274 cover was premature. That's how it goes.